Hey folks, and welcome to my playthrough of Drill Dozer, known in Japan as Screwbreaker, and some words I can't pronounce. But anyway, Drill Dozer is an action platformer video game for the Game Boy Advance system, released in 2006 in North America, before receiving a release in all regions on the Wii U Virtual Console service in 2015 and 2016. It is the only two of the Game Boy Advance games that features like Rumble, with the other being WarioWare Twisted. So this game, um, the history with this game, folks, is that this is my, I want to say, fifth attempt recording this game because of the a certain boss that made me rage quit. And because this game was supposed to be out on the channel for like last year, but the reoccurring boss that I tried to tackle over and over again just made me rage quit. Have you ever had a game that made you rage quit and you didn't return to it for quite some time because, every time you play it, you can't reach a certain boss? Well, that was me with this game, folks. And now that, that I actually have more patience, gaining more experience as a gamer, that I decided, you know what? This game, as fun and addictive as it is, deserves a second chance to be played and looked at. So I decided to give this game another chance. Realize how actually fun it is, and yeah, and here we are today playing Drill Dozer. So Drill Dozer revolves around a girl named Jill, which is this girl right here, and using her fantastic drill to get around puzzles and stuff like that, along with platforming. Um, I'll get into the game mechanics as we actually move forward towards gameplay. What we was going through now was kind of like a little introduction, and she is out of it after a fall like that. And honestly, I'll probably be out of it too if I had fell from a great height. If I was to survive, I don't know if I was actually gonna survive a fall like that without my legs breaking. So basically, yeah, it's going to through tutorials right now showing, what you have to do in order to progress through the games. So I decided to go over here just to check, what's out, but there's nothing over there of interest. Your objective is to move to the right. So if you go to the right, you'll see that that wall there has, looks like it's actual breakable. So on the Game Boy Advance, if you just hold the R or L, you'll be able to rev up your drill, and you'll be able to drill stuff, to get even above and below you, wherever you can break. So if it looks breakable, then go ahead and try with your drill. And I like games that goes out of the norm. For example, I always go back to Ape Escape because Ape Escape was one of the few games on the PlayStation that utilized the analog control, just using both of the analog sticks, and it was required you, in order to enjoy the game and play the game in the first place, to have a DualShock controller. Now, you may call that like a cash grab or whatever, but I just call it smart marketing, because at that point of time, I think that every PS owner should have a DualShock controller at that time. The game was released anyway. So, anyway, in case you forget something, or you want to look at something, there's little post-its on the walls. But since I played this game, 5 times, six times the charm, right? Yeah. But since I played through this game, I kind of know what to do. So yeah, he's telling you about the barriers. You can't, like, there are self-repairing barriers, so you can't just use your drill how it is right now to get through the barrier. You have to upgrade your drills. So if you look around for bright red blocks, that box right there, you'll be able to upgrade your drill. All you have to do is drill on it, and you'll be able to upgrade to gear 2. It's kind of like One Piece, if you folks are familiar with that anime. Second gear, Luffy, he has these gears. And I always wonder, what is first gear with Luffy? Because he just goes automatically what it seems to second gear. And I figured just first gear is just like his normal form or whatever. Because he has 4 gears, so... But this game only has 3, so... yeah, but this game, you have to get used to shifting. So when you see the shift, all you have to do is just hold the corresponding button. So if it shifts, like that animation showing you, you just have to shift right there. Just press R again a second time and you'll be able to shift. So when you shift up, just keep holding the button. So don't release it, just keep holding it. When you see the shift on the screen, and you'll be able to shift up a second time. So yeah, as they stated before, shifting is important in this game. So if you don't master shifting within this game, then you're gonna have a pretty tough time. But in time, if you play it long enough, you'll get used to shifting and what you need to do in order to progress well throughout the game. So as long as you keep that in mind, you'll do great when it comes to this little platformer anyway. So as I stated before, this is kind of like right now what we're going through is kind of like a tutorial stage to get us used to the controls of what we need to do. So as you can see, there's a little girl that broke into the factory. Don't let her out. But yeah, that looks painful. I mean, you're getting impaled with a drill, so I'll probably make that face too as I'm dying. Anyway. Anyway, oh man. Yeah, that looks painful, but yeah, I was pressing the wrong button as I was trying to shift the other way. But there's health here. Check every one of those boxes I just went through, because you're gonna need this game's currency, which is the chips that I've been collecting so far. So this game, oh man, currency is everything within this game. So be sure to pick up the chips, because they're gonna help you out in case you get like these little chips right here. They're gonna help you out in case you get like a game over, which might happen through your first playthrough or whatnot. You might succumb to that. So if you do get a game over, you get to continue for a fee. So yeah, just collect as many of these chips as you can, because they're also going to help with upgrading your drill, because you can do that in this game. So with upgrading your drill, you'll be able to drill more. You'll be able to pretty much find hidden goodies and all that stuff. So you want to make sure you if you want more playtime out of this game, to pretty much just find the upgrades for the drills. But I'm just doing like a standard playthrough, because even if I don't upgrade, you can still plow through this game pretty quickly if you know what you're doing. So this game right here, it is quick, as I stated before, if you know what you're doing. So if you know what you're doing, I say playtime maybe around 4 or 5 hours, and that's just the estimate. So it could be shorter than that. It just depends on your play style and whatnot. So I completed this game within I want to say about 4 days now, and about 2 hours between. It would vary sometimes. So yeah, he's explaining that there's socket lifts that can lift, like if you drill into it, you'll be able to, as long as you shift drill into it. I kind of messed that up, but if you drill into the socket, you'll be able to carry you and this tank to the dozer where you need to be. I don't know how that works. It's a game, so I try to sometimes, not put logic into a video game, but sometimes you can't help but to do that. But yeah, I try not to use logic, because it doesn't work, because the game's fictionless, so you can't really do that. So I try to me and the co-host with the most, argue about that sometimes, and yeah, the arguments turn out sometimes hilarious and sometimes just crazy, with trying to put video game logic into like real world status, and it don't always work. But you don't have to take out those cameras unless you want to. I'm just feeling feeling vain about it, so I just decided to do it anyway. But this game um, requires you to sometimes it seems more at times like a it seems more sometimes like a puzzler than a action platformer game, but it does encourage you to explore a little bit. And with that, we got our third gear. Tried to do a horrible impersonation of Luffy um, from the One Piece anime. That's a great anime, by the way, if you haven't seen it. But right now we have our third gear, which your drill will continue to do its business, and you don't have to worry about shifting anymore because it's the maximum that you can get. So you can just plow through everything in your path with this. See how I did that? That was just flawless. I released the button because I didn't, we had no more use for drills and whatnot. So then now we could just break through any barrier. It doesn't matter how strong it is. It could be the strongest it can get, but we can break through it as long as we go into third gear. But basically it says, that guy that popped up, he says, don't be an idiot because you could drill through everything, including like incoming enemy fire, but the only thing you can't drill through is like bombs because they're going to explode in your face if you try. So basically he was telling us, what I just said, but only simpler. But he was just saying don't be an idiot. When you see a bomb, just avoid it. So yeah, right now that was complex to do first time playing it because it's your first time jitters. You're not gonna be able to. Well, you might be able to pull it off. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody has their own skill set. Which the same thing can be said about like fighting games. For example, everyone has their own skill sets, and everyone can just jump into. Well, not everyone, but most people can jump into a fighting game with no problem. But other ones have to actually like train up for it, for they can actually get good. And some people are just naturally good at it. Me, I'm considered a average fighting game player. I have my fair share of losses, which kind of sucks, but you learn from those. And yeah, you learn from those losses. You can't that looks like titanium metal or whatever. At the current drill, I can't even make a dent in that thing. And that's where the drill upgrade dates come from. What I was telling you about earlier, but I didn't even bother with that enemy right there. It was just one enemy, so I just decided to move on. But yeah, third. Now that I have shift 3, we'll be able to take care of almost anything easily. As I stated before, these barriers aren't a problem because I have the necessary drill. If I didn't, then, I don't think you'd be prepared for the game anyway. But anyway, yeah, sometimes finding the drill parts are not as easy as it seemed, but if you just progress through the game, some areas require you to actually look for these drill, go out of your way and look for them. But if you just make progression through the game, nine times out of 10 they're in your way as you move, forward through as you push on. But this is a tank. He's telling us to drill an area through his nose. You'll see what I mean in just a second. But yeah, don't drill through these, folks. As stated before, if you drill through those, you will get hurt. So try not to, and your health is only limited in the beginning. So you can, there is a chance that you can upgrade, your health as long as you have the chips to do so. Because as I stated before, chips is the currency, but there are plenty around, so you'll be able to upgrade without any trouble at all in the beginning anyway. Anyway, we got this section coming up right now that this guy's telling us, Gizmo, I think that's his name, is telling us that basically we can open, gates like this by, you know, um, making the drill go the opposite direction. So there's going to be not that many sections that include stuff like this. Like I stated before, it's tutorials that's pretty much just getting you hyped for what's to come in future levels of the game, just to get you ready. And to close it back, you just shift it the opposite way that you have opened it in the first place. But I don't think you need to open um, the door. You don't need to close it all the way, just enough for you could get enough height to jump over this platform right here. So you can leave it, however you want. I just wanted to pretty much just close it. I guess close it to close it. Yeah, I'm kind of simple like that sometimes. But anyway, we're getting another call here. Um, he's coming to pick us up on the van, and with that, folks, this animation you see right here is when you clear the level. So the area is clear. How simple was that, folks? Uh, just to go through, that, and you get like a little cutscene here. Every time you complete a level, you sadly don't keep the gears that you collected. It probably would have made the game too easy, but yeah, you don't keep your gears. They are busted up after, you clear the area. Yep, you drill those until the competing. Your gears won't last forever. They get worn away over from each use. Patch her up the best as I can is what he's saying. So basically, when you start the level all over again, you're back at level 1. But you can get the gears, spread it throughout the level, as I mentioned earlier through the part. So gear mode is that guy's name with the with the big wrench. But this is gonna do it for part 1, folks, and part 2 will be coming up soon, so look out for that, folks. So yeah, I hope you folks enjoyed this part, and I'll see you later. Take care.